Oi, oi, I'm going to be talking bollocks again today. So, what's on the bollock agenda today? I hear you asking. I seem to have gone up on my last two sentences. Don't know why. Going to go into a conspiracy of mine that I think is probably going on. Might not just be me that thinks it, but I've just had this thought pop in my head actually. It started with I've just seen on social media like a story about how they'd found. Oh, I can't remember what the place was called now. This is the worst thing about having a brain that's like a sieve because I can never remember stuff. I've only just looked at the article. Anyway, there was an article. They found some 8,000-year-old body at the bottom of this lake, um, and they said that the brain tissue was still intact. Now, with that being said, I then got to thinking about what they could do with this brain tissue stuff. Now, there's probably billions and trillions pumped into like R&D, yeah. So I'm thinking there's got to be a facility out there that we don't know of that like would test all of this stuff. I'm thinking like, underground labs, places where they take this stuff because they've got, we're living in 2024, man. Like they've got to be able to like engineer this DNA into another human body. We can't be that. It can't be that far down the line. It's not like taking a chimp and going, "Oh, we'll try and put some human DNA into one of their embryos," because it wouldn't. I don't think it works that way, does it? But if it's human, like Homo erectus or whatever the fucking whatever they are, Homo sapien, Homo erectus. I don't know which one we're on right now because I'm not a fucking biologist. I'm not a scientist. Right? I'm not a historian. But whatever they're on right now, surely it's not that much different from what they're finding if it's like 8,000 years ago. So how would that not work? Surely they are doing something in these labs where they can create or reanimate a body or something. I don't know. And think of the money like in this. Like one of these rich billionaires is going to be interested in that shit. One of them's going to sit there and go, do you know what? I want to bring history to life, man. And with so much science that's in the world and how much, how much technology is in the world right now, you're not fucking telling me that these people can't do some weird shit like that. This bullshit if they can't. And I think it's going on right now. I think that these facilities are creating shit like that and messing around with shit like that. They've got to be. They've got to be. It's just really well hidden, and the security is obviously going to be fucking top notch, man. Think about what they could do with that brain. The brain scrapings, the DNA off of that. Think about what they could do with that. They could literally insert that into an embryo, a human embryo, and they could bring that shit to life, man. And funnily enough, you know what they say about human DNA? It's like water. It holds memory, man, and it's the truth. It is the truth, man. DNA holds ancestral memory. It holds, everything that builds us, basically. That's why it's not just environmental. Some of these things that we do in our day-to-day life, anything like some of it's, reliant on that DNA. It's in that DNA, it's built into that DNA. So you can't tell me that they're not using that stuff and then they're inserting it and trying it in other, in other aspects, in other ways, because they've got to be. Somebody wants to know what this shit is. I fucking want to know what this shit, mate. If I had billions and trillions of pounds in the bank, I'd be building a facility right now. I'd be like, right, this shit needs to be locked down. I want top quality like physicists, biologists, everything in this lab. I want them to sort this shit out. Bit of a fucking like conspiracy on that, but to me it makes sense. I hope it makes sense to somebody else out there. It's got to, right? You've got to have these kind of open minds when you're going into stuff like biology and physics and all of that sort of stuff. You've got to have an open mind because some of it's got to be true, some of it's got to be workable, and also not just like the human side of things, but like animals and all sorts. I mean, it's probably lower down on the scale, but think about what they can create. Just by certain technology, we can lab create diamonds now because we understand the process. So we know we can make diamonds. We can make fake real diamonds if that makes sense. So how on earth would they not have engineering and technology that would be able to create other weird shit? Anyway, look, that's just me talking bollocks again, but let me know what you think.